Hey besties.
Hey.
Welcome back for another episode of the Hello Bestie podcast. I'm Maggie.
I'm Tashima.
And today it's tea time.
Yes.
We are having a reading roundup, just letting you guys know. I wasn't expecting that, sorry. We're having a quick reading roundup, just letting you guys know what we've been reading outside of our podcast episodes. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in.
Cool.
All right. So I don't know if you've heard of this book, teams.
Mm-mm.
It's a movie now. It's called Water for Elephants. It is written by Sara Gruen. And girl, when I tell you it is so good. It is basically about a young man who tells a story of his parents passing away. He was a veterinary student at the time, and he ends up just running away and joining a traveling circus. And he ends up falling in love with a married woman in the circus.
Mm.
Yes. And just a whole tale of that. And the audio of this book is awesome because he's telling this story at 90 something years old. Oh. And it's a constant flashback of his life now.
Okay.
And then what his life was like when he was in the circus. So it's just a really beautiful story. I have not watched the movie yet. It's by Reese Witherspoon. I'm sure she did a good job, but you know how we are about that. The book is so good and I don't need to mess it up.
Right.
But
be like, why did they leave this out?
Yes, it's so good. It's a New York Times bestseller. Highly, highly recommend.
Nice.
Yeah.
What I read is Beautiful Broken Love by Shanora Williams. This book, when I tell you, it was everything.
I love the cover.
If the next love I have ain't like this kind of love, I don't want it. That's all I'm gonna say.
That good. So
good. So it's basically this woman who has gone through like a tragic loss in her life. She's an entrepreneur, and in one of her business ventures, she meets this NBA player who, low-key, they kind of like are feeling each other. But they each have gone through some like tragic losses in their life. And it's like neither one of them are really in a place to kind of entertain being in a relationship or anything like that. But, you know, it just goes over like love, loss, and all the stuff in between. And when I tell you this book, I love it so hard.
Aww.
Like this book is it's so beautifully written. Like it just, you know, for a girl who's sworn off love, I was like, this is what I want.
Is it kind of like a found love when I wasn't even looking for it type of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I really, really didn't want it. And do I not? Based on like all the healing that I have to do. And it's heartbreaking. You love it, and I don't know. It's just all the feels.
That sounds really good.
Get this book.
All right.
It's so good.
TBR so for sure.
And obviously audiobook queen, self-proclaimed, chef's kiss.
The audio's good too. That's always nice.
So good.
Audios make or break.
Yeah, they do. They really do. So yes, besties, Beautiful Broken Love by Shanora Williams. Put it on your TBR. You will not come back and say that I was lying.
All right. That's quite an endorsement there.
It's so good.
So next I read A Reliable Wife. This is by Robert Goolrick, and this was a debut novel. Okay, so I don't know if I'm necessarily recommending this book. It was a good read. I'm just saying I read it.
Okay.
It was a good read. It talks a lot about sex.
Oh.
And I don't mean in like those super spicy, like it's just this man's thoughts. If all men think about sex was in a book, it would be this. It references it a lot.
Oh.
But not even him having it per se.
Just thinking about it.
Just seeing women on the street or just neighbors and just imagining what's going on. There's a lot of that. Probably more than necessary, but the story itself is very good. I had to preface it with that.
Okay.
Because I even looked up the reviews on Goodreads, just like, am I tripping? And people are like, was all that really? Can we get past this?
Okay.
It was a lot. But it's a basic story about a man. It takes place in the early 1900s. His name is Ralph Truitt, and he puts in, I won't go into the whole history because I don't want to mess it up for anyone who wants to read it, but he puts an ad in a Chicago paper for a reliable wife. He's a rich man and he just, he needs a reliable wife. And he gets a letter back from a woman that says that she is an honest and decent woman. She's, a few years his junior. And he puts her on a train and has her come out to him. And an honest woman she is not. She is basically looking to kill this man slowly and become a wealthy widow.
I love that.
And
does he like give a play-by-play? Like, spoiler alert, she accomplishes it and we all should be taking notes?
I mean, so, and he has some other plans as well. So it's an intriguing book and it's a good read. I had to let y'all know that it's...
Okay.
He can come off as a creeper with like, damn, do you think about anything else? So,
no, they don't.
No, yeah, apparently not. Definitely not. But yeah, I recommend it. I think it's a good book.
Okay.
But it's a little off kilter.
Like a recent book? Like it just came out not too long
I don't think it just came out. I would say in the last 10 years.
Oh,
maybe.
Okay.
Possibly less than that.
Okay.
But I know that it takes place in the early 1900s.
Okay.
In Wisconsin. But he put an ad in a Chicago paper.
Okay.
So
my next book is Slewfoot.
I've heard of this.
Brom. It's basically, I would say this is the perfect book for like when you're in your witchy feels.
Okay.
It's not like a gory thriller. I think it is kind of under that category. I personally wouldn't put it under the category of like Stolen Tongues.
Okay.
Although I think like in terms of genre, it is kind of put under that category. Mm-hmm. This woman who, I want to say Abatha. Yeah, I think it's Abatha. It takes place in like Puritan New England, and she is a widow who has inherited her husband's farm, and her brother-in-law is kind of a dirtbag and is basically trying to take it from her because he's a dirtbag. And so she kind of has to prove herself. And in the meantime, she discovers this spirit that's in the cave called Slewfoot. And without any spoilers, like things just kind of unravel from there. So it is a very witchy type book.
Okay.
But it is so beautifully written. And it's like the ending is, to me, very chef's kiss. Like, I wouldn't have wanted it to end any other way.
Okay.
But there's a few times where you're just, like, gasping, and you're just like, no, yes. It's such a great book. So I highly recommend this if you put this on your fall TBR.
So, speaking of witchy, I neglected to bring the book with me, although I do have it. So, it's called Moonshine and Magic, and it's a cozy Southern Charms mystery, and when I tell you that it lives up to that title in every way, shape, and form, it is a murder mystery, but it's written in such a way that it does feel cozy, as odd as that sounds. It's about a girl who, she had left town, and she comes back to her hometown and finds out very soon after her arrival, she finds her uncle dead. So hence the murder mystery, but this town is called Honeysuckle Hollow, and it is a town of kind of like magical misfits. So essentially the idea is anyone who is a witch or a vampire, fairies, all these different types of kind of magical creatures left common society and they created Honeysuckle Hollow to have their own town. So no one feels weird, no one feels strange, you're accepted no matter what kind of thing that you are. And it's just, I don't know, it talks about her family and her coming back home and trying to make a way for herself and solve her uncle's death. And then she gets cursed in the meantime, like a death curse. So then she has to try to figure out solving his death while removing this death curse from herself. And it's just, it's very cozy. It's very well written.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
I would say it's probably like a YA version. Like, you know, she has a crush and there's kind of like a little love triangle too, but it's not spicy. It's just more so, I don't know, it's very cozy and very Southern. There's lots of sweet tea, lots of big meals, and it's just a really good book.
I love
Yeah,
that.
Moonshine and Magic. It's written by Bella Falls.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to put that on my list. All right, my next book is the Legendborn series. I have my book 1 is in my car, so we're just gonna have to deal with book 2.
Okay.
So this is the Legendborn series by Tracy Deonn. This is like a YA, I don't know, it's like a supernatural type book. So it's this young girl, Bree, who starts at Chapel Hill University. Her father is a little overbearing, and so, you know, like she's just kind of like, let me live. I'm in college. She goes there with her best friend, and while she's there, she kind of gets indoctrinated into like a fraternity sorority situation that has like supernatural histories and stuff like that. And then as she goes down this journey, she starts discovering a lot of things about herself. I would say this is loosely inspired by Knights of the Round Table, and there are references to like Black roots and stuff like that in there, and I really, really enjoyed this book. Like I'm on book 2 right now of this series, but in terms of like book 1, it was really fun to read.
So that's book 2,
this
Blood
is
March.
Book 2,
What's
Blood
book
March.
1 called?
Oathbound.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the Legendborn series.
Okay.
So there's 3 books as of right now, in this series.
Okay, got it.
So, but yes, highly recommend this book.
Awesome. Another one I have is written by Paula Hawkins. It's the same author who wrote The Girl on the Train, which, did you read that one?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I know about it.
It's really good.
Okay.
So New York Times bestseller, all the things. This one is called A Slow Fire Burning. And it's also kind of like a whodunit murder mystery. So there's unreliable narrators, which I know some people have strong feelings about that. I personally love an unreliable narrator.
Like the Fury unreliable narrator? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Oh,
like that type of thing. I love an unreliable narrator.
Yeah,
but it talks about basically 3 different women. So there's a man who's murdered on a houseboat in London, and there's a nosy neighbor. There's kind of an aunt that visits him frequently, and there's another little girl who is messing around with him. So it kind of profiles all 3 of them, and it all kind of looks like either one of them could have, and then, you know, you find out at the end, obviously. But really cool storyline. Lots of, I wouldn't say twists and turns, but the character development was very good in telling the backstory of all of these people and why they would possibly have motive. So highly recommend.
So is this a multiple POV?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
A slow fire burning.
So would
Very
you recommend this for like our fall TBRs?
I would, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like it's giving very like
it's a good murder mystery whodunit type of thing.
Okay.
And yeah, just a really good read. All right, team. So I got to give you props on this next one.
I'll take it.
So you recommended to me Kennedy Ryan.
Yes.
Before I Let Go. Girl, let me tell you.
Tell me.
She put her foot in this.
Yeah, she did.
It's so good.
It is.
It is heartwarming, heartbreaking, real life love. It's just so good.
It is. It's hard to even really describe it other than like, you have to read it for yourself because it is so good. This
tells the story. So this is a series, which is exciting. So this tells the story of Yasmin and Josiah, who are together. They end up getting a divorce, but it was one of those, all divorces are sad, right? But this one was particularly sad because there was no physical abuse. There was no, I mean, they got divorced for their own reasons. Well, he didn't really want it. She wanted it, but then she also didn't really want it. And it talks about depression and coming out of that and, you know, the loss of a child and just like all the emotional feels. And it's just a couple that you really feel like, but you guys belong together. And they also feel like they belong together too. So it's just kind of heart-wrenching in the way of like, but y'all did all that. You shouldn't have done that. You guys could have made it if you would have just, so, I don't, it's just an awesome book. And the whole series is good too. I'm waiting on book 2 actually to become available for me because I've been devouring these audiobooks for real.
In the Skyland series, I didn't realize that they play off of each other. I just thought it was the Skyland series, and it's just 3 books.
So this is book 1 of the Skyland series. Because I don't think I said Skyland series. I just said before I let go. Yep.
So I didn't realize when I got into the series that you really need to read these books in order. So when I got it, I read This Could Be Us, which is book 2 in the Skyland series.
Okay.
So I'm halfway through book 1. So when I started reading, so I love book 2. But just in terms of personal experience, it just felt very relatable. All of the characters feel, even the characters who aren't you and you don't see yourself in them, they just feel very real. Normal people that you probably have met at some point in time in your life. So I read This Could Be Us, and then later realized, oh wait, I should have started with Before I Let You Go. So for me, going through Before I Let You Go has, like, I now have lots of spoilers.
Oh, okay.
Because I've read book 2 first. So I highly recommend, if you get into this series, read them in order. And then also Kennedy Ryan, on her website, she has her own preferred book order for her books, which I think is super awesome, because then you can read it in the way that she kind of has created these storylines. And I love that. You know, because not everybody does that, and you kind of have to Google, and then you get other people's opinions.
Right.
So it's awesome that she took the time to, like, kind of organize that for us and help us go on this journey where we're not just reading these books, but it's like, it almost feels like they're like a community.
I like her style too, because this book is about Yasmin and Josiah, and the main character, Yasmin, has 2 best friends that are prominent characters in the book, and this is about one of her friends who's married with a couple of kids, and then her other friend is like single. Yes, her other friend is single, very high in the fashion industry. So the next 2 books go into detail about their personal stories, which is cool that she's able to create those spinoffs in that way.
Yeah, definitely. And the writing is beautiful. I feel like, having read book 2 and also almost being done with book 1, you get really all the feels, kind of like I was describing with Beautiful Broken Love. It really takes you on this journey where you understand why people are making the decisions that they're making.
Right.
Like, it seems very ordinary problems that really impact people's lives in a very big way. And like the way that she writes these characters, the way that she's giving you perspective of, like, male perspective and female perspective from first person. I don't know, like, it really puts you in everybody's head. So you just really understand why people are making the decisions that they're making. And it's hard to even argue with that, because it's like, I mean, I get it, but that's not what I want. And I just love it. So yeah, like, even with this book, like, I laughed, I cried, I was angry, I was happy. It's just all the things.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to finishing book 1 and then getting into book 3.
For sure. Yes.
So, yes.
Beautiful, beautiful books.
And I mean, the covers. Hello.
I know.
Like, who doesn't want this on their shelf? These are amazing. Look at these.
Yes, they're gorgeous.
I love them. This is another one that I recommended.
Yes, you did.
That you said you loved.
Fire.
So this is 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. Tell us about it, Maggie.
It's so good, y'all.
It is.
It's so good.
Yes.
Just the opening of the book hooks you in too. It's funny, it's witty, it's good writing, it's a love story, it's a realistic story, it's sad, it's sweet.
Yeah, hold it. You need to hold it.
It's so good, you guys. She also put her foot in this.
Yeah, she did.
Look at the cover. It's so good, you guys.
It's another one of those love stories that just, you know, like, you get it, but it's not always in the way that you want it.
Right.
And you understand it. And just these connections that people have that go past, like, this book really gets you into, like, soul ties is a real thing. But just because you have a soul tie with somebody doesn't necessarily mean that you should be with that person regardless of how much you want to be with that person. But that struggle that you have of like, do I not?
I would say with this book and also the ones that we just discussed with Kennedy Ryan, there's a common theme of lost time.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of this thing of like, if you guys had have just talked, if you had just this, you missed all this time, but you needed that time apart.
Right.
Because regardless of what you would have discussed, you weren't ready for each other then.
Right.
And that's beautiful, but it's also really sad too.
Right.
But you had to break away and go live your life for a while, and you had to discover things and miss each other. And
so 7 Days in June is basically about two authors who throughout the book, and this isn't a spoiler, but the fans basically kind of find out that these two unrelated authors have been using each other as main characters in their books.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the pieces just kind of like fall where they may after that. And there's, you know, like, I don't know, there's like that Louisiana vibe to it as well. And just in the way that she's describing like the different cities and stuff, like you just really are transformed from going from like a New York energy to like that humid Louisiana type energy. And everything about the writing in the books that we've described is just so beautiful.
It is.
So if you're looking for, you know, Black authors about Black people, and not just Black people, I would say minorities.
Right.
These are the authors and these are the books for you.
Absolutely.
Like you cannot go wrong. So yes, do it.
So good.
Awesome. All right. Well, besties, let us know some of your books that you have on your reading list, and then also what's on your TBR. And we have lots more books, so we'll definitely be back with another deep dive.
So many books, so little time.
Right, exactly. So yeah, let us know down below, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.